I'm interested to get your take on, like, obviously everyone talks about Elon Musk and what he's been able to do with SpaceX.
Yeah.
How do you see, like, let's say the last 10 years of what he's been able to do?
It's been phenomenal, and I'm just going to point to one thing, is it was acceptance of risk, and it's something that Australia is terrible at.
Yeah.
It's Australia, and it boggles my mind because I don't worry about anything here. I don't have to worry about losing my health insurance when I lose my job.
Yeah.
So why are people afraid to take risks in Australia?
Yeah. Well, I actually thought to myself, as you were talking about the R&D, and as you were talking about the importance of moving up the chain to make it commercial, that we may be an environment that would make that difficult because we wouldn't have an entrepreneur who's willing to make something happen.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So what did Elon do? He got rich off of PayPal. So he had deep pockets to start off with, but there's lots of people with deep pockets.
Yeah.
He had the enthusiasm, let's say, for space. So he had the idea that, hey, this is cool, and the foresight to say, if I can do this seemingly impossible thing, then I can make a ton of money off of it.
Yeah.
The NASA way, and the NASA way was the only way.
Yeah.
And I say NASA, it's also European Space Agency, also Roscosmos, all the space agencies were so risk averse.
Yeah.
Because if they make a mistake, the whole program's canceled.
Yeah.
Or put on hold for years. I experienced the most recent space shuttle failure, and it caused me to not be able to get a job when I graduated in 2004 because the whole industry had just contracted because it was all on hold.
Yeah.
Now, look, when people die, clearly you need to do an investigation. That makes sense. But what Elon did is came in with a similar kind of funding profile to, actually, now that I say it, way less funding than NASA had.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any risk aversion.
Yes.
Right? Blow it up. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So having a little bit of a childish giddiness about blowing things up and learning is the whole reason SpaceX is able to go on from 0 to hero in 15 years.
Is that what it is? 15.
Yeah, because they started with the first rocket, the small rocket that had one engine on it. They launched that a couple times, got it to fly. Then they built the big rocket. They got that to fly. Now they're in business, okay? Yeah. They had to raise and spend hundreds of millions of dollars to get that rocket in business, but they were in business. Then they said, all right, we're in business, and actually we can do things cheaper than these government-run programs because government-run programs...
significantly cheaper.
Yeah, but government-run programs are always terribly run.
Yeah.
All right? Part of it is because they're always trying to cover their butt by putting all these requirements, whereas SpaceX was like, the only requirement is it needs to get to space, right?
Yeah.
So let's just focus on key performance parameters that get us to space.
Yeah.
All this other documentation, we don't need that.
Yeah.
It's also why they couldn't get any government contracts because they wouldn't play the game in the early days.
Yeah.
But what they were able to do is once other customers said, oh, you'll get me to space? That's all I care about. I don't care about all this paperwork stuff. You'll get me to space. They were able to reinvest those profits such that they did the research and development of the first hopper, the vertical takeoff and landing rocket. But then on the big rockets, they were designing the whole business deal such that they made money even when they were trying to do a vertical landing. And that meant that the vertical landings, because they were all failures, one right after another. If you remember the early days of SpaceX, it was like when they finally started actually hitting the deck on the boat, like they would blow up every time.
Yeah.
So they were able to do that and still have commercial operations, whereas a government-funded space agency, one explosion and the whole public and congressional hearings and all that, like it was always going to be impossible for the big agencies to try and do that, because one explosion and the public would see it and then it would stop.
Yeah.
Whereas SpaceX was able to, blow up rocket after rocket because they were making money, because it was part of the business model. And then I watched on live TV the first time they stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so cool. And now it's like nothing. Now they launch 3-4 times a week. Now they're launching from 2 coasts almost simultaneously.
Really?
Sticking the landing with the Falcon 9 as the most reliable rocket ever built every time. Like they're not making any mistakes anymore with Falcon 9. And now they're able to blow up the big rocket. We're on serial number 10 now.
Yeah, right.
So they've launched it a bunch of times, and yes, it's been failure after failure after failure. Once they get it working, it's changing the game. With the space shuttle, it used to be $67,000 a kilo, and And I probably need to adjust my numbers for inflation and bring them to nowadays. So it's probably getting close to $100,000 per kilo. That was space shuttle.
Yeah.
That's a big number, right?
Yeah, right.
Once SpaceX's big rocket is in operation, $100 a kilo is on the horizon.
Holy.
So I'm guessing how much you weigh.
Yeah.
You might have that much in your bank account, right?
Yeah.
So that's a whole different world. For startups, particularly, the ability to access space capabilities at a price point is just going down.